Well, good morning. Good morning. This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. Today is the 5th of February, year of our Lord 2026, and another beautiful day to be alive. And we are moving forward on our scene. And as you can see, we are still doing our painting on the scene. So we will move forward in that direction. And let's see here. So let's see. Now that's interesting. Why do I have a half of a frame here? That's odd. Wonder what's going on there. Huh. Is that a blank frame? I don't know. Well, I tell you what, why don't we delete that frame? Okay, and then we will do that. Very interesting. So what's going on here? So there we are, right? I think we are. Okay, alright. Well, not really sure what's going on there. Alright, so let's see. There's going to need to be a frame here, so let's see, we'll add after at the end there. Well, that was strange. I must have hit a button somewhere that I didn't mean to hit. Alright, well anyways, we're going to go to this frame here. Now it looks like what we've got here, very conveniently, is a frame that looks like it's very similar to the previous frame. I think it is exactly the same. So here's what we're going to do. We'll grab this frame here, the color of Miguel, on this frame here, and we'll copy that, and then go to the next frame and paste it, and then we'll move it so that it is in the proper spot. Yeah, because it is basically the same frame. Then we'll finish off the frame. So, yeah, because it looks like we need to finish it. Yeah. So I was doing, obviously, a lot of copy pasting when I was getting to this frame, so it's understandable that it's going to be, yeah. Alright, so we're coming up, and alright. So, alright, so there's, and it looks like Jason is also staying in the same position himself. Right. He's there. Okay. So I think what we can do is the same thing with Jason. We can grab him here because he's on the same layer with Miguel, and we can copy him, go to the next frame, paste him, and then move him so that he's in the proper position for this in between, and then we can finish him off. It looks like we need the back of his head here. Yeah. And yeah. See, I will always encourage saving time and work. There is really no good reason to, say, trace and paint something completely from scratch if you don't need to. Just doesn't make sense. You know, animation is already labor intensive enough. The last thing you need to do is make it harder on yourself. You know, you need to stay in easy mode on everything that we do because it's already enough work. All right, so now, so here we are. Okay, so we're here. Then we're going to have another frame here. Now, probably, let's see. I'm going to guess that we could probably go over here, and we could probably hit paste again right here. Yeah, just what I thought. And it'll remember what it did the last time. so it remembers that we had Jason there. So, but do save these. The minute that you do that, save it, because because for some reason or another, I've run into this problem of the program sometimes will crash when you're saving stuff or you're pasting you're pasting again. So for some reason, I don't know why it does that, but I have had that happen a couple of times. And of course, it's not a good thing because, whenever you are in the middle of a crash on your program, a lot of times you're not able to save stuff in the midst of that crash. So you end up losing whatever, is on the screen there. I've had situations where I've sometimes lost almost an entire scene, which of course is terrible. It's awful. Alright, so now here, it looks like once again Miguel is going to be the same. So we can grab, okay, so we're going there, so we can grab Miguel here. And we're going to copy, next frame, paste, and then we're going to move him into position. No. Save. Okay. Yeah, I'm very judicious about saving. I think you just got to do as much saving as you can, just to prevent the possibility of losing images, because clearly you don't want to lose anything. So I'm grabbing Jason here, copy, paste, and then we'll move him into position there. Now here, it looks kind of like I've got, I'm going to work with this drawing here. Yeah. It's not an exact tracing. Yeah, looks like it's a little different. So I'm going to hit save on this. Alright, so what I'm going to do here, I see his hands were not in the exact same spot, but I'm going to change that. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to cheat a little bit on this one. Let's see. What's the story there? I think we're... Yeah. Well, it's supposed to be on top. Let's see. Oops. Wrong color. Okay. Alright. Yeah, okay, save. The reason why I'm going to do this is because he's got his arms extended out. I don't know if he's dropping. In any case, he starts to drop his hands here. So it looks like probably what I should do his follow through on his body, but not on his arms. Now it's okay. And Miguel looks like he's starting to drop down. Okay, so all right. So in a case like this, I need to make an adjustment. Cause see what I could do here. Well, let's see. So the next frame. Well, the next frame is a slight drop on his hands. So here's what I'm going to do. All right. So I'm going to do this. So I'm going to go. Okay. So I'm going to grab Miguel here, but I'm not going to grab where the hands go here. So I'm going to go copy, paste, and then I'm going to move him because he's starting to kind of descend here. He's coming down a little bit. And then I'm going to erase out here because I want to make sure I get Jason in the right spot. We'll go save. So Jason from the previous bit, what I'll do with him is I'll grab all of his body, but I'm going to leave his hands out of it. So we'll go copy, paste, and what I'll do is I'll bring Jay, because most of Jason's body and everything is going to be extended, but his arms and hands aren't. So I'm going to have to go in here and do some surgery on the face. So that's going to be a little tricky. So I got to go in here. See, because he's bringing his, so that probably my best bet is just to erase all this. Yeah. And also, too, his arms are going to be in front. Now I'll fit the window here and let's move. Oops. I'm going to move him over. Okay. So let's go ahead and make sure we save that. So let's see. Ding. Right. So yeah, so you get to a point where you can't copy paste everything. Sometimes you're going to have to get in there and trace and do the work. And that's okay. That's what you do. We do the work. There we go. So here we're tracing what we're supposed to be tracing. There we go. And let's see. Right, and then on. Yeah. Okay, so now they're on top here, so we want to put that arm on the top. Let's see. These lines are going to be underneath. Okay. All right, and then let's see. Okay. There's a lot of surgery here. Oops. Okay, so, and it's registering with box there. Okay, so now we'll go put those colors in here. So skin. Yeah, it requires a little surgery here. get everybody where they should be. And okay, so let's see, and then we'll, okay. Yeah, let's hit save so we don't miss that. All right, so you can see I had to do a little surgery there to make sure that I get everybody where they're supposed to be. Yeah. So this stuff here, I'm going to end up making sure I have to trace this frame by frame correctly, otherwise I'll end up getting it wrong. The copy paste thing is great. It's very helpful, but you do have to be careful because you can just get, there's a temptation to get lazy. Let's see, like here we still got Miguel. I can still use that previous drawing, so, but I got to be careful, see, because Jason isn't. There's a part of him, his head stays in a profile up until here. Same thing with Miguel. So Miguel's in that same position. So what I could do here is I could grab Miguel up to a point here. So let's say I grab all of this, right? And I go copy, I go to the next frame, paste. So then I can do this because that is okay with what I've got. Now I would need to erase out where Jason's hand is, and got to make some adjustments there because you can see Jason's hand coming in there. All right, then I need to go over here, save that. Then you see I could keep, so like, okay, so yeah, like Jason's body is coming up. That's pretty good. I could probably save that. So I'll do this. I'll grab most of Jason's body, but I'll leave his hands out. So we'll go copy, paste, and I'll move Jason's, the parts that I can use. So I can use that much. Now I'm going to have to erase. Yeah, so you can see I have to erase some of the stuff here because it's not going to match the new frame that I got to make. See, I got to make sure that I got Jason, the stuff I'm creating is matching. Alright, so let me save that. So yeah, you want to save this stuff because it's really easy for it to, I don't know, like I said, I don't know why the system crashes, but I've had this happen. So I'm saving a lot now, so I'm not overly concerned about it. It should be fine. Let's see, fit to window, and we'll move this over so we can see what we're doing. Okay. There we go. The things that you can do easy, of course, do them. The things that require a little bit more effort, they require a little more effort. And that's all it is. It's not rocket science. You're having to watch and be careful about where you're putting your lines or where something is intersecting with something else. It's just all you being responsible as an artist. Where are things going? How do things line up? That's all it really is. And some stuff just does require a little bit more you being careful, where you're putting your lines and everything. It's just the nature of what we do. I'm going to anticipate a space in here for another stripe, I think, but I think I'm going to put it kind of low here. Let's see. All right. And, okay. So okay. Alright, so a lot of touching up on this. Yeah. Okay, that's good. When I do my touching up, I always make sure that I've got the setting proper for whether I'm touching up with the line is either on the top or it's on the bottom. I always try to make sure I'm in the right spot. Let's see, save. Hit that save button. Okay, let's see. There's 100. Okay. Play. Yeah. That's working fine. Alright, well, we're at 22 minutes, so we'll stop here. So, alright. Alright, folks, wonderful. Well, once again, for those who are new, this is tutorials I do are showing me working in real time, making an animated short, and so it's there for the purpose of helping you. If you are in the process of making your own film, you can watch this and see how I'm doing it. And if you do have questions about anything, feel free to leave a question in the comment section, and I will make an attempt to reply to you. Also, on my site, you will see that I have my website there, which also has a email contact that will allow you to contact me if you have interest in questions or if you also are interested in taking a class. I do teach one-on-one classes with people online for a very reasonable amount of money. I charge for animation classes. I charge $250 for a 10-week class. The classes are 2 hours in length, and I use Rough Animator. We use Rough Animator in the class, which is a very inexpensive program, and I like doing the one-on-one classes because I believe that everybody learns at different rates. Not that I don't teach large classes, I have, but I do prefer the one-on-one because I think it's more beneficial to the student. All right. Okay, folks, we'll have a great day. I will see you tomorrow. And don't forget to give thanks to the Lord for your talents and gifts. None of us would be able to do anything without God's help. All right. Thank you for taking the time to watch my little videos. I'll see you tomorrow, and don't forget, Jesus is Lord.